Hi, this is Alessandrina with Dexter and Alessandrina, and today I'm going to talk about a very serious topic. And the reason I feel that it's useful for me to communicate on this topic is because there's so little that is essentially talked about around this topic. It's not something that people feel comfortable talking about, or that they feel pleasant talking about. And all the while it exists, it's here, it's all around us, and it's useful and very beneficial and healing to talk about this topic. And the topic is the topic of rape. And allowing ourselves to understand the pain and the trauma around rape. And by, as a collective, allowing ourselves to explore the topic of rape and how people who get raped, whatever age, race, sex, what kind of experience and internalized sensations and memory they might be living and reliving and experiencing over and over again. And the pain of that, and the limitation of that, and the dysfunctionality of that for people who haven't yet resolved the PTSD of rape, or the echoes and the discomfort that remains, the suffering, sometimes not physical, not just physical, also emotional, mental, spiritual, energetic. So acknowledging that, realizing, so that we can really, as a collective, begin to no longer operate from those strategies that are painful to others. So strategies, for instance, someone who commits rape is feeling out of control in their life, in some aspect of their life, and that gets projected onto the person that they rape. It's like it gives them the sense of control, or something else that they want to feel through that, like repair for something that they've suffered. So when we meditate on the subject of rape, it's easy to meditate on joy, happiness, love. Yes, it will bring up also obstacles, and overall it's it feels more comfortable and acceptable. And if we don't meditate on subjects such as rape, for instance, or other subjects, then as a collective we can't evolve our consciousness around it. We can't understand how important it is for the world to be able to release that trauma, and that this never needs to happen again on the planet. I'm not saying we're there, and I'm not saying there's not a long path there. And what I'm saying is that if we take the steps as a collective to meditate and understand and really feel the topic of rape and the implications of it, and all of the pain and trauma and suffering around it, then we can begin to really model internally that that's not okay, that it's not acceptable. And then by saying it's not okay and acceptable, not from a judgmental platform, not saying the people who do it are not okay or acceptable, simply saying that the act of it, that we want it to stop. We want to clear the fear around the whole topic, and the judgment and the repression of it, the suppression of it, so that we can look at it as a collective and we can really eradicate it from our language, from our realm of experience, from our memories, so that it never continues to exist. It ceases to exist. And I think that's so important. And it's so important that we do that with everything: war, crime, all poverty, anything that we know not to be in balance and not to be supportive of our species thriving and other species thriving and the whole ecosystem thriving, because the ecosystem can we cannot thrive if the ecosystem is not thriving. We're part of the ecosystem, and the ecosystem is also a part of us. And so being able to really understand that at a deep level and beginning to eradicate the negative energies on the planet and the negative dynamics on the planet, so that we can really create a very different experience of reality where less people are in suffering, less people carry pain. And as less people carry pain and suffering, again, we have a new paradigm. We're able to collaborate, to connect, to feel whole within ourselves and one with everyone. And there's a lot of freedom and creativity in that. It's a wonderful thing. I hope you were able to appreciate and accept exploring this topic with me today. I hope it was helpful for you to hold that perspective and to explore it. And I'm sending you lots of love.